Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the players that you guys need to watch out for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Week 4 matchup versus the Los Angeles Rams. Now, the first group of guys that I want to talk about when addressing some of the Buccaneers players that you guys need to keep an eye on when watching this Week 4 matchup versus the Los Angeles Rams is the offensive line. And the first guy that I want to talk about when talking about the Buccaneers offensive line is DeMar Dodson. Now, I'm still a supporter of DeMar Dodson. I think he has the ability and he has, the veteran presence to bounce back from his recent struggles through these first 3 weeks of the regular season, but man, DeMar Dodson really has been struggling through the first 3 weeks of this regular season, not just as a blocker, but also as a disciplined offensive lineman. I have seen time in and time out through the first 3 weeks, he's been getting penalized left, right, and center, and I know I might be overreacting a little bit. It might not be as bad as I'm making it out to be, but it is noticeable that DeMar Dodson, not only has he been struggling as a blocker, he's also been struggling with the penalties as well. Both these things have been problems so far up to this point with DeMar Dodson, and I've seen some people in the comment section calling for him to be benched, saying, time's finally caught up to him. This might be his last year. He might end up retiring, and it's just time to, to put him on the bench and, see what we have with the other guys that we have on the team right now. And I will say Josh Wells and Gerald Hawkins, they are here right now. Both of them have joined the team very, very recently in the last month. Both of them have been added to this team. I don't think they're necessarily ready for a starting role right now, but if DeMar Dodson continues to struggle also with blocking and also penalties, we could potentially see a shift with the offensive line somewhere down the line should his struggles continue. Next couple of guys I want to talk about, Ryan Jensen, Alex Kappa, and I'm going to label these two guys right now because I know Ali Marpet's probably going to deal with him, and maybe even guys like Donovan Smith and DeMar Dodson might deal with him because this guy literally plays everywhere on the defensive line. But I feel like Ryan Jensen and Alex Kappa are mainly going to have to be the two guys who go up against Aaron Donald in this game. And you all know Aaron Donald, the guy is literally a game wrecker of a defensive end / defensive tackle. The guy's insane. The guy's just absolutely nuts. In my opinion, best defensive player in the league, and it's not even close. He is going to be going up against Alex Kappa, who is, a one-year starter, and he wasn't even a full starter last year. This is his second year in the league. And Ryan Jensen, who I trust Ryan Jensen with a lot of guys, but man, Aaron Donald is a whole nother beast altogether. I'm really interested to see what the Buccaneers do to combat this. I hope, they're not going to do it, but I would pray that, the Rams would just be gracious enough to just line up Aaron Donald against Ali Marpet the entire game, because I think Ali Marpet can hold his own relatively well against Aaron Donald. Obviously, it wouldn't be perfect because Aaron Donald, in my opinion, can beat any single offensive lineman in this league, hands down. But I think that Ali Marpet would at least have a better time than, say, Alex Kappa and Ryan Jensen. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. Maybe they'll go out there and shut down Aaron Donald. Wouldn't that be nice? But we're just going to have to wait and see. I'm worried about this matchup, and I'll talk about it a little bit more in the official Buccaneers Week 4 preview video that will be going up shortly after this video. Next two guys that I want to talk about are Ronald Jones and Peyton Barber. Now, this has been such an interesting thing to keep an eye on through the first month of this regular season because the carries between these two have been so even split. It's been so interesting. Nobody's really gained that much steam in terms of, being a full-time starting running back. Like 1 week, Peyton Barber will outperform Ronald Jones, and then the next week, Ronald Jones will outperform Peyton Barber. I think the score right now is 2-1 in favor of Ronald Jones, so maybe you go with him a little bit more in this game, but I would still say that Peyton Barber has, had his very good moments so far in this regular season as well. Both these guys have just been absolute dogs fighting for every single yard that they can get, especially Peyton Barber. No discredit to Ronald Jones, but Peyton Barber Barber is really, really, really scrapping for those extra yards. So keep an eye on these two. They're going up against a pretty decent Rams defense. This whole Rams team, obviously, they're the NFC champs. They're one of the most complete rosters in the entire league. Rojo and Peyton Barber, they're going to be going up against Aaron Donald, Michael Brockers, among some other really good, talented players in that Rams front seven. So keep an eye for these two. They're going to go out there and give it every single ounce of what they have in themselves to get every single yard that they are going to get. So keep an eye on how they do in this game, and let's see how good they can do. The next group of guys that I want to talk about is the defensive line, specifically in Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, and William Golston. These three guys have another tough test coming up in front of them. And you know what? I'll even throw the linebackers in there as well. Kevin Minter, Levante David, Carl Nassib, Shaq Barrett. Let's freaking go. But this front seven, or these guys have a very tough matchup against yet another phenomenal running back in the NFL. It's Todd Gurley. And man, what kind of stretch the Buccaneers have had so far facing running backs. The first running back that they faced that was of an all-star caliber was Christian McCaffrey. Then they faced Saquon Barkley, and then now they're facing Todd Gurley. They are just having a really tough lineup of running backs now, and it certainly doesn't get any easier with Gurley. This guy is just an absolute beast. Top 5 running back in the league, same as Barkley, same as Christian McCaffrey. I know people point out, but now he has knee arthritis, and he's going to be on a snap count or whatever. I don't believe that at all. I think that if the Rams want to get Todd Gurley going, they are going to get Todd Gurley going. They're going to give him as many carries as they want to give them. I don't believe that at all. I think that that's basically smoke and mirrors to a certain degree. So, this front seven is yet again going to have another test of another great running back, another top 5 running back in this league against Todd Gurley. Keep an eye on it. It should be interesting. The Rams offensive line, much like the rest of their team, is pretty good. So I think the Buccaneers front seven is certainly going to have their work cut out for them, at least in terms of containing the run game. They've done it 2 weeks in a row right now. Let's see if they can make it 3. Speaking of the Buccaneers front seven, the next guy that I want to talk about is everybody's favorite Buccaneer right now, pretty much Shaq Barrett. And, this is just me gloating, not even gloating, this is just me talking about how great Shaq Barrett is. He's amazing. I love Shaq Barrett. He's absolutely phenomenal. Will he get 10 sacks in this game? Right now he's at 8, and if he gets 2 more against this Los Angeles Rams team, he will have 10 sacks on the year in 1 month of football. That's absolutely incredible. He's already making pretty much NFL history, one of the fastest players to reach 8 sacks in NFL history. You gotta love that. That's absolutely awesome. He's on pace right now to shatter records. I don't think he will shatter records per se, but I do think that he does have a chance to reach 10 sacks in this game. He will be the 3rd double-digit sack guy since Jason Pierre-Paul, last year, and then Simeon Rice back in 2005. So he can be that 3rd guy, which would be really cool. I saw some people say, well, Gerald McCoy got 10 sacks. He did not. He only got 9.5. He never got to 10. So Shaq Barrett, keep on going, man. Keep on doing your thing. If you get 3 sacks in this game too, I'm just going to weep tears of joy. I've already got Shaq Barrett merchandise on the way, so stay tuned for that, because I bought a shirt with his name and his number on it. It looks awesome. You guys are going to love it. But yeah, let's just keep on seeing Shaq Barrett be great. Let's hope that we sign him to a long-term deal. The Buccaneers did just rework Jason Pierre-Paul's contract. It saves them $4.4 million in cap space, and it does run out at the end of this year. Maybe they're going to use that money to sign Shaq Barrett right away. I believe they have around $8.5 to $9 million in cap space, or maybe it's even 8.8, something along those lines. Just give that all to Shaq. Just give all that money to Shaq Barrett, okay? Give him more. Give him whatever he wants. The guy freaking deserves it. He's absolutely amazing. He deserves every single penny that he's earning right now. Sign Shaq Barrett to a long-term contract extension right now, Buccaneers, or at least, eventually. That would be nice. Second to last thing that I want to talk about is the secondary. Vernon Hargreaves III, Carlton Davis, Jordan Whitehead, and Mike Edwards. And Bruce Arians admitted, and other people have admitted, that last game versus the New York Giants was by far the worst game of the year so far up to this point for the Buccaneers secondary. And I'm sure that not just me, but a lot of you guys as well tend to agree with with that take from the Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians. It was just not a good game for the Buccaneers secondary, and Bruce said that a lot of it had to do with communication problems and guys trying to do other guys' jobs. Clean that stuff up, guys. I love all of you. I love VH3. I love Carlton Davis. I love Jordan Whitehead. And I love Mike Edwards. I know you guys can all be great. I've seen it through the first 2 weeks of the year. Just clean up that communication error. It's a simple thing to clean up. Just work on it, and let's just, get back on track. We had one bad week. Let's get back on track because I know you guys can do it. They're going to have a really tough matchup in this game. They're going up against wide receivers like Brandon Cooks, who's an absolute speed demon, used to play for the New Orleans Saints and the New England Patriots. You have Cooper Kupp. You have other wide receiver Robert Woods, who all three of those guys could be starting receivers on other teams. Hands down, you have 3 number 1 receivers on this team, essentially. You also got to deal with tight end Gerald Everett, which is not fun at all. Also, another tight end, Taylor Higbee. Do not sleep on him. He's another very good tight end as well. And this is just a phenomenal group of weapons for quarterback Jared Goff, which we will talk a little bit more about him in the preview video. That, again, will be uploaded shortly after this one. But another tough matchup for this Buccaneers defense. This entire Rams offense is a tough matchup for this Buccaneers defense, but keep an eye on the secondary, see how they try and bounce back from this recent game versus the New York Giants, where they certainly struggled. Finally, last guy that I want to talk about, y'all know who it is, kicker Matt Gay, and let's just hope he can bounce back. As soon as he missed the kick, by the way, the whole chat, the whole Buccaneers fan base just, I think, died a little bit. I've talked to many people about it. I talked to Corey about it. I talked to, a bunch of other people about it. Even my girlfriend Gabby. Everybody just died a little bit on the inside when Matt Gay missed that kick. And man, I have seen some terrible things said about the Buccaneers kicker, which is not fun. But another thing I also saw that was said by Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians is that he's our kicker, he's not going anywhere, and he even went as far to tell Matt Gay that, hey, you're going to be our kicker for a long time. Now, whether or not that is true, we're just going to have to wait and see how the rest of the season pans out. But I do want to see Matt Gay bounce back, because I was so excited in training camp, and I was so excited in preseason, seeing him just absolutely nail these long field goals, 55 yards, 60 yards, 63 yards, it didn't matter. Matt Gay was hitting all of them, and to see him struggle on these short field goals, it's pretty upsetting. It's not fun, because I really do think that Matt Gay could be the long-term kicker for this team. He just needs to figure out how to hit those short field goals, man. So let's hope he gets back on track here versus the Los Angeles Rams. Let's hope he's not needed that much. Honestly, I'd rather see touchdowns than field goals. That's been, a talk for a long time, but, hopefully he can bounce back. It's always tough missing a game-winning field goal. I've never had to experience it. I never want to experience it, because that must be painful, but let's hope he can bounce back, make some field goals, make his extra points, and just, have a real nice bounce back game that will continue to build up his confidence. But guys, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think about all of the players and groups that I mentioned down in the comment section below. Please let me know what you think about all of them. Are there any other players or groups, position groups, whatever have you, that you guys are looking out for? If so, again, please let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow me on all the social medias and whatnot. You guys know how you do. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You guys know the drill at this point. Very excited for this game. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'll be having the preview video coming up in literally probably 30 minutes after this one is uploaded, so I'm very excited to get that one out. And I'm also very excited to film the MrBucsNation game watch party that will be held at Buffalo Wild Wings. That should be a lot of fun as well. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed, but until the next video or the next live stream, I'll see you guys in the next one. But until then, and as always guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.